Let's talk about the cost of revolution in one battle after another. So one of my followers asked me to go see this movie and review it. I lost your original comment, but I will tag you down below. I just got back from it, so these are very fresh thoughts, but obviously spoilers for the entire movie. But in case you don't know, Leonardo DiCaprio plays Bob slash Ghetto Pat, a former sort of arms men for a revolutionary group. If you follow me, you know that I'm not a Leo lover. I'm actually a Leo hater. I think that he wanted the Oscar too badly, and it really upset me. I always say that if we can see that you want it too bad, it's off-putting, right? He was good in this. I think that the sort of comic slapstick, like, oh, I'm just a drunk, I'm just like smoking and like doing whatever, sort of worked for this character. I know that a lot of people are giving the movie 5 stars and they're saying that it's perfect and amazing and beautiful, but for me, it sort of feels like an obvious buy-in where you are chasing your daughter, right? Like, you obviously love your kid. That doesn't necessarily like buy me into the emotional stakes of the movie, right? Because obviously you love your kid. The movie spends a lot of time showing us the different facets of the relationship that Pat and Perfidia Beverly Hills have. And I will say Tiana Taylor is absolutely incredible in this. I was fascinated. I'm literally working on a Substack right now about bad mothers in fiction. And the fact that she obviously was suffering from postpartum, but also the sort of like fascinating character study of her where she is a runner, right? She believes that she is destined for bigger things. She wants to like be a revolutionary. She wants to do these incredible, like life altering things, but she also cannot be tied down. She doesn't want anybody to tell her what to do, which makes her leave the family and like leave this relationship and leave her kid. But it is interesting because she is sort of moralizing it as being like, this is a new consciousness, right? Like, I can't be, she's using this very, very like academic language to escape her life and like blow up her life in a way that was really interesting to me as somebody who is fascinated by like mothers who leave. Tiana Taylor is also, as I said earlier, absolutely incredible. She is so good in this role, and I wish we had more of her. Chase Infinity is the breakout star of the movie. Everyone is talking about how good she was. She was very good. I was left, again, a little bit emotionally cold by one of the like pivotal scenes in the movie at the end where she's talking to Bob slash Pat, and everybody's like, oh my God, it was so good. And I was like, yeah, I mean, maybe it's me. I think she is great. I think the scene was great. I just didn't feel that like emotional catharsis that a lot of people felt. I loved Regina Hall in this. She was absolutely incredible. I do wish that we got more of her, and I do wish that we found out what happened to her. Obviously, we can sort of interpret what happens to her. Like, she has disappeared, and it is very sad, but it's also like, damn, I wish we could have, like, seen it. My favorite part of the movie was actually Benicio del Toro and all of the stuff around immigration and him fighting to protect his community. For me, getting into the big ideas now, this movie is really about, like, what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to give up in order to, like, truly live by your morals, right? Like, Perfidia leaves her family. Pat lives off the grid. Benicio del Toro is, like, organizing this entire town-wide operation where he's like, we're going to hide these people, we're going to funnel these people, we're doing a Harriet Tubman situation, like, we are protecting the community, we are protecting our people. And with everything going on with Trump and ICE right now, I loved this. These scenes were the most powerful to me because they felt the most real and the most lived in, right? Like the French 75 attacking the migration centers, I was like, that makes sense to me. A lot of this movie is about the tension between, are you who you say you are, or do you really believe in the things you say you believe in? There's a scene where Pat is arguing with someone on the phone who is very academic, sort of a coastal elite like send up, where he is like, you know, a white guy with glasses, and he's like, this isn't in the rebellion texts. And you're supposed to be like, okay. It reminds me a lot of the online discourse that we have with the like Twitter leftists, where they're like, if you tell me that I need to work out or know how to fight or actually lead a revolution, you are ableist or whatever, where it's like, you are not serious people. Because a lot of people say that they believe in this or that or X or Y or Z, but then when you actually ask them to give something up or work for it or work towards it, they're like, oh no, actually I can't do that, and you asking me to do anything or give up any of my comforts is offensive or rude or this or that, right? Like, the way that a lot of these people fight is very purely academic and theoretical, where everything is fatphobic or racist or sexist or X or Y or Z, but like, they're not actually saying this. I say this all the time on this account. The way that a lot of people learn to fight because of your fave is problematic on Tumblr is just calling things out, and call out culture didn't get us anywhere, right? Call out culture got us Trump. Like, that doesn't work anymore. Just saying something is bad doesn't like reify it as bad, because half of the people in this country don't agree with you that these things are bad anymore. Obviously, you can't talk about this movie without talking about the racialization of it, right? The ghetto Pat stuff and do you like black girls, and the way that both of the main characters were sort of obsessed with Tiana Taylor. I do think that there is a problem with the movie where she is being pedestalized, where she is sort of symbolized and created as like an avatar of the revolution, and like, there is a lot of discourse around that aspect of it. This piece went viral before I even saw the movie, and I didn't read it until after the movie. One Fetish After Another. She talks about the gaze that PTA uses, like not only pedestalizing Tiana Taylor's character, Perfidia, but also the way that he is objectifying her through the eyes of Sean Penn's character. I also read this piece by Whitney is Watching, or Whitney, What Whitney Watches, I think, on Substack, and she said sort of similar things, that she wanted more from the Black women, that it felt like they weren't necessarily interior, they didn't have a lot of interiority. I really like this piece, Interrogating the Black Erotic in One Battle After Another, where she talks about like Nicolandria and the swirl industrial complex of it all. And I know that I've had conversations like that with other like Black friends of mine, where they say, what's your worst nightmare? Dating someone who's only ever dated Black people, who's not Black, or like being the first Black person that your partner dates, and both of them are nightmares for separate reasons. The movie hinges on the performances of these Black women, and they are very, very, very good and very powerful and very great. But there is also like, I don't disagree with a lot of the criticisms. Like, I think there is interiority that's missing from Regina Hall's character. I think there is emotionality that's missing from the sort of Leonardo DiCaprio Chase Infinity relationship, right? Because like, she's his daughter. That's like, okay, but like, tell me something else, you know? I don't know. I just didn't like necessarily feel that emotional pull towards their relationship. And then I loved Tiana Taylor's character because, again, my own personal biases, where I love a runner, I love a character with ODD, I love a character who's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here, I need to go. But I can also see the criticism of it, where they're using this language of like dismantling the empire and fighting back against capitalism through the lens of like the Black struggle, without necessarily like attaching yourself to it, right? Like almost othering it, where you're saying, this is them, this is not me. And we're supposed to interpret Leonardo DiCaprio's character as like one of the good ones, obviously, because he's a revolutionary and he's like really standing up for what he believes in. He's putting his money where his mouth is. But at the end of the day, aside from the dystopian Sean Penn, all of it, right? The Christmas Adventurers Club, the like very active MAGA coded like, bad guy stuff, the thing that puts Leonardo DiCaprio's character in the most peril is his relationships with Black people. And I think that is the thing.